I'm going to talk about Chernobyl power plant explosion. And many of you might ask me that where is Chernobyl located? It's in northern Ukraine, 10 miles away from Belarusia and 80 miles north of Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine. So here is the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. It's located 10 miles north of the city of Chernobyl. Plant consisted of 4 reactors and produced 10% of Ukraine's electricity. Construction began in the 1970s. 4 reactors was completed in 1983. At the time of the accident, 5 reactors and 6 were in progress. So here is what happened. Saturday, April 26, 1986, 4 reactors was undergoing a test to test the backup power supply in case of a power loss. The power fell too low, allowing the concentration of Xenon 135 to rise. The workers continued the test, and in order to control the rising levels of Xenon 135, the control routes were pulled out. What happened continually? The experiment involved shooting down the coolant pops, which caused the coolant to repeatedly heat up and boil. Pockets of steam formed in the coolant lines. When the coolant expanded in this particular design, the power level went up. All control routes were ordered to be inserted as the routes were inserted. They became deformed and stuck. The reaction could not be stopped. The roads melted and the steam pressure caused an explosion, which blew a hole in the roof. A graphite fire also resulted from the explosion. To save money, the reactors was constructed with only partial containments, which allowed the radiation to escape. 13% up to 30% of the material escaped. Effects of the radiation. Belarusian doctors identified the following effects from the Chernobyl disaster on the health of their people. 100% increase in the incidence of cancer and leukemia. 250% increase in congenital birth defects. 1000% increase in suicide in the contaminated zones. The terms doctors are using to describe illnesses associated with the damage done in the immune system. These are the facts. April 26, 1986, operator errors caused a reactor explosion. Explosion releases 190 tons of radioactive gases into the atmosphere, and also fire starts that last for 10 days. 7 people lived in contaminated areas. 3 million were children. The reactors after the explosion. After the explosion, most of the plant is still standing. Some might think from this picture that the disaster wasn't all that bad. But what makes the Chernobyl disaster the worst in history is the sheer volume of radioactive materials that were spewed across the European continent. Evacuation. Following the accident, hundreds of thousands of people had to be evacuated, and between 1990 and 1995, an additional 210,000 people were resettled. May 2 up to 3, 1 week later, 10-kilometer areas, 35,000 people were evacuated. And May 4, 30-kilometer areas, 116,000 people were evacuated. 50,000 people from Pripyat, Ukraine were evacuated 2 days after the accident. Immediate impact. 231 people were hospitalized immediately due to acute radiation sickness. 31 of them eventually died. Most of these people were workers in the plant or local firefighters. Lessons learned from Chernobyl. The skill of the material and the financial losses of mitigating the consequences of the Chernobyl accident provide compelling evidence of the extremely high price of errors and shortcomings when ensuring the safety of a nuclear power plant and of need for strict compliance with international safety requirements during their design, construction, and operation. The cost of ensuring the safety of nuclear facilities is significantly lower than that of dealing with accident consequences. Large-scale man-made accidents cause great social and economic damage to countries located in their area of influence. Hundreds of billions of US dollars worth of direct and indirect damage have been reported by Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine as a result of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant accident over the past 20 years. The accident has shown the importance of strict compliance with the basic and technical safety principles for nuclear power plants, of continuous safety analysis of operations nuclear power plant, and of their early upgrading in order to eliminate divisions, of active study and introduction of leading world experience, and of taking through an account of the human factor. The accident has demonstrated the need to establish and support a high-level national emergency response system in case of a man-made accident. Thanks everybody for listening. Your attention was highly appreciated, and if you got any chance to ask any question, I would love to answer that. Thank you.